Another year has come and gone, and I've got a lot of comics. Let's talk about them. We'll kick things off with the comics that made this year so great, and we're going to start with anthologies. For the best anthologies, this year we have Ice Cream Man, a story commonly known for its horror aspects, but really takes time to delve into the human nature of each and every one of its characters. Savage Sword of Conan, which follows our titular hero as he goes on many quests here from a multitude of different creators. And finally, Cruel Universe, Oni's new imprint which brings back the EC property to show just how menacing the sci-fi aspects of that realm can be. For me, Ice Cream Man by Martin Morazzo and W. Maxwell Prince stood above the rest, as Maxwell Prince really delivered standout stories such as the 2-issue arc of the decompression in a car crash, which really took the time to tell a story that was outside of the norm, to do something that was different than each and every horror comic that were generally delivered, where it's not just the things that go bump in the night that scare us, but sometimes it's just the fear that we have of doing what's right and living within a moment and appreciating what is there that makes life worthwhile. Martin Morazzo's incredibly expressive artwork further develops these things as each detail and each kind of expressive notion that the characters deliver really drive the words forward and make this the best anthology of 2024. Next, we'll talk Best Continuing Series. Starting with Kaya, the story of a sister who's out to protect her prophesized brother who will bring peace to the land. Conan the Barbarian, where we follow the Cimmerian on his many adventures, which range from simple thievery all the way to besting Lovecraftian beasts. Ultimate Spider-Man, in which we see a different Peter Parker grapple with the balance between his life as we know it, being married to Mary Jane Watson and being parents to his children, as well as being a newly established superhero amongst this universe. Kaya, written and drawn by Wes Craig, has really truly become something that is special amongst all of the comics that were delivered each and every month, as it really stands amongst some of the best adventure type stories such as Soulwind or Bone, but it's crafting something wholly unique and something that makes it incredibly worthwhile for each and every age group to experience for themselves. Kaya has been fantastic and has continued to show that through perseverance, everyone can be a hero. For Best Limited Series, we have Avengers Twilight, a bleak look into the future of our Marvel superheroes. Precious Metal, the story of a man both trying to understand his past while seeking redemption for the mistakes he's made in it. And Rare Flavours, in which a demon tries to understand humanity a little more through the scope of connection, ambition, and food. Precious Metal by Darcy Van Polgeest and Ian Bertram really delivered something special, as the story really developed and unraveled in such a magnificent way that both enriched not only this series, but the entire world which begun in the pages of Little Bird. This is an incredibly challenging read, an incredibly thought-provoking read that really takes the reader through a journey which is only engrossed more so by the incredible artwork of Ian Bertram. This is one of the best stories of the year, bar none. And with Best New Series, Redcoat, the story of Simon Pure, who gains immortality all the while gaining a more heroic notion with each and every action that he takes. Rook Exodus, the story of a man who truly personifies the notion of fight or flight. Ultimate Spider-Man, the reinterpretation and reintroduction of Marvel's flagship hero. Simon Pure's adventures in the pages of Redcoat by Jeff Johns and Brian Hitch far outweighed the competition, as it delivered not only on the aspects of a heroic journey for our main character, but also some of the joy and the fun that every single comic should aspire to. Each and every journey that we've seen him go on, and each companion and friendship that he's developed as he's gone from being the true Redcoat to being a heroic figure, has been so satisfying and worthwhile of a best new series. For Best Original Graphic Novel, Houses of the Unholy, a suburban murder mystery where nothing is as what it seems. Black Sad, They All Fall Down, Part 2, in which our anthropomorphic hero seeks to help a framed friend and bring down the killer who has put him in his place. Final Cut, the story of self-exploration and self-identification through the lens of filmmaking in the 1970s. The journey both of our titular characters take, both on film and off within the pages of this book, were incredibly engrossing as they grapple with the notions of both self-identity and mental illness, and come to terms with who they are, who they want to be, and what journey they're going to be taking. Next, with Best Short Story, Doom, in which we see a near-future Marvel universe through the lens of a Dr. Doom, as we encounter the pride and perseverance that it takes to take on the Eater of Worlds. Berserker, Face Full of Bullets, a revenge-soaked western in which our main character seeks bloody retribution while making sure that others seek a different path. Stan vs. Jack, How to Feud the Marvel Way, a re-examination of the broken bond between two titans of the comics medium. Stan vs. Jack, How to Feud the Marvel Way, written and drawn by Barry Tan, did an absolutely fantastic job shedding light on the stories of both Stan Lee and Jack Kirby's roles in the breaking down of the bond that they had formed. This story walked the razor-thin line of not taking sides between these two heroes' journeys, and made sure to tell each and every triumph and defeat along the way. Next up, with Best Single Issue or One-Shots, Ice Cream Man number 42. A look at how we classify horror and what it truly means to be horrific. The Ultimates number 4. An examination of the character of Reed Richards within the Ultimate Universe through the lens of the past, the present, and the future. Wonder Woman number 14. A gripping look into the stages of grief, love, loss, and determination. Wonder Woman number 14, written by Tom King with artwork by Daniel Sampere, tells a heartbreaking story that proves that while someone can be all-powerful, they are not omnipotent. Daniel Sampere's incredible artwork echoes the actions that are taken by Wonder Woman through her journey, and Tom King's narrative shows us the stages of grief on the journey through perseverance. For Best Presentation in Design, Avengers Twilight, the story of an aging Steve Rogers and the American Dream. The One Hand and the Six Fingers, the dual story of both the detective and the killer in a far-flung future. Zatanna, Bring Down the House, a hero's origin that comes by way of coping with the events of the past. The dueling stories of a detective seeking out a killer and a killer staying one step ahead of his detective proved to be a fantastic journey in this story, but it was really the design work, both by people like Tom Muller and letterer Aditya Bidikar, which made this story stand above the rest. It was truly the language that was deciphered by the killer and the city itself that made this the top pick for Best Presentation in Design. And with Best Letterer in Comics, Aditya Bidikar, Russ Wooten, Hassan Otzman El Hau. With With books such as Dawnrunner, The Boy Wonder, and The Six Fingers, Aditya Bidikar stood above the rest for lettering and comics, as each one of these outings really presented something that drew the reader in and really played on each and every notion of the book, such as The Boy Wonder's storytelling fantastic notions, Dawnrunner's scientific landscape, and The Six Fingers city and the language developed within the pages of that book. For Best Coloring in Comics, Lee Lowridge, Matheus Lopes, Mike Spicer. While many examples can be shown to prove the prowess of this colorer, Helen of Windhorn and Batman and Robin stood out among the rest, as Matheus Lopes brings vastly different and unique color palettes to each and every outing, emulating the things that need to happen within the pages of each particular comic, whether they be gritty and grounded, or fantastical and otherworldly. And with Best Cover Artist, Dan Panosian, Frank Miller, Jeffrey Allen Love. There were truly an incredible amount of covers to pick from in the year of 2024, but it was really the outings of books such as Conan, The Absolute Universe, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that made Dan Panosian my pick for Best Cover Artist. And with Best Painter or Digital Artist, Alex Ross, Daniel Acuña, Tula Lote. As early as January, I recall saying that Daniel Acuña was in the running for the Best Digital Artist of 2024, and that statement stood the test of time, as Avengers Twilight truly was a fantastic looking book that told the story in such a fantastic way visually that made it stand above the rest in terms of Best Digital Art. And for Best Traditional Penciler Inker, Bill Quisevely, Ian Bertram, Javier Rodriguez. The artwork in the pages of Precious Metal showed that an artist like Ian Bertram has the ability to bring not only the detail, very much akin to artists such as Jeff Darrow, but also the organic and real feeling nature of each and every character, very much akin to artists like Mobius. His artistic prowess and style really truly are something that is truly unique within the pages of comic books right here and right now, and offer a breathtaking look at what can be accomplished within this medium. And with Best Writer Artist, Daniel Warren Johnson, Kari Andrews, Wes Craig. Through the pages of books such as Transformers and The Moon is Following Us, Daniel Warren Johnson has proven that he can not only craft an incredibly heartfelt story, but also can render images amongst the best of those in comics today. Each and every outing from Daniel Warren Johnson has proven to be incredibly emotional and resonating. And finally, with Best Writer, Chip Zdarsky, Darcy Van Polgeest, Ram V. While each writer in their own respect had crafted fantastic worlds and truly stunning stories, it was the sheer magnitude of Ram V's output that put him above the rest of writers in 2024. With books like Rare Flavours, Dawnrunner, The One Hand, and the reintroduction of the New Gods, Ram V has proven that he can craft incredibly worthwhile stories that are emotional, resonant, heartfelt, and truly thought-provoking. So that's what I've got for you this year, but I'm more curious. What were you reading? What were your picks? And what were your thoughts? Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe, and definitely be part of the panel. Leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in 2025.